Hey guys and gals, welcome to Drill of the Week number 21, Meet Me Halfway. So this is the second of two that I recorded yesterday. Today is December 24th, 2017. I recorded these yesterday on the 23rd, just before I'm putting the tuba away for Christmas tomorrow. So these two studies complement one another and they're very similar. And if you go back and watch number 20, kind of the basis for me doing this drill, or a catalyst, was that Alan Bear article where he talks about players being blown out and not being focused or efficient and working too hard to play. And if you want to hear my thoughts on that, the short story is I completely agree. And I go into more detail in Drill of the Week 20. 21 and 20 have some very similar components. You'll notice it right away. It seems like it's almost, number 21 is a more simplified version of 20, but it's not meant to be. Actually, 21, for me at least, I think is more illustrative. It illuminates your weaknesses and your inadequacies. And you're going to hear it on the video. I left my bad playing on this one. Everything's recorded as a pretty short study. But basically what you do is you can start either on low C or tuning C, or B flat or E flat or F, or any other note for that matter. The point being, pick a note in the middle register and slur up or down an octave. It's up to you. You'll hear it on the studies. For this one, I started on low C and I slurred up to tuning C, came down a half step to B, then slurred back up to C, down to low C, up a half step to C sharp. Took a breath, I did it again, but this time going down a whole step. Slurred up to the B, C, came down to a B flat, slurred back down to low C, came up to D. And I do this in half step increments, just like Drill of the Week number 21. But now this is limited to one octave, and here's where the very important difference needs to be pointed out. As you're coming at ultimately a tritone from wherever you start, from either direction, you're going to arrive at that tritone. And in this particular instance, I was playing on a C tuba. When I slur from a C down to an F sharp tritone, back up to tuning C, down to low C, and then up to that same F sharp, by golly, it should sound the same. It should have the same pitch, and it should have the same focus and timbre and quality of sound. It should be identical. You'll hear on the video, when I'm playing it, it's not. And I venture to say for most players, it won't be. That's what this study is for. It's to show you that when you're slurring down from a certain note, you have one type of tendencies. All of us have some type of tendency. Sometimes it's not to open up enough to get to the note. Sometimes it's to go too far. I'd say generally speaking, tuba players have a tendency to not, they go too far. They open up too much to the note that they're slurring down to. And then conversely, when you're coming up from the bottom, I think we have a tendency to overshoot it. Now, if you've done any type of practice of this type in the past, you've probably made a note to yourself, hey, listen, I'm overshooting a note as I slur up. And so you might be correcting in the opposite direction. You might be saggy and soggy on a note that you're slurring up to and not supported enough. I mean, you can certainly overcorrect in both ways. But what this study will do for you is it will keep you honest. It'll tell you immediately, in about a minute and a half or 2 minutes, not even, that it takes to play through this, where you slur from both octaves of a starting note to that tritone in the middle, and you'll hear it either sounds the same or it doesn't. It's either the same pitch or it's not in tune. It either has the same bass components of tone production or it doesn't. And when you hear that it doesn't, which is going to be 99.9% of us, me included, you'll hear on the tape, it's a heads up. You need to hear better, because a lot of this is a result of just not hearing very clearly. You can fool yourself when you slur from tuning C down to B and then you go to low C and come up to C sharp. You can fool yourself and say, yeah, those notes sound pretty close. Yeah, they sound the same. I'm making the same tone over this octave. And then the next time when you go from C down to B flat and from low C up to D, you say, yeah, attaboy, I sound really good, nice and resonant. And then you get down to A and E flat and A flat and E. You're like, yeah, man, I'm pretty awesome. Then you get to G and F. And I bet you're going to notice that the light's going to start to go on. Because then on the next series, when you go from C down to F sharp and C up to F sharp, they're not going to sound the same. And they should. That's the point of this study. So you'll hear it. You can start in any octave you want. I would generally encourage people to start in the middle and upper register, because as I talked about in Drill of the Week number 20, what you're looking for is to get center in your sound. And if you play with a centered, focused sound and an in-tune buzz, in other words, you're pre-hearing the pitch that you want to play and steering your chops to vibrate that pitch, your chances of making those two tritones sound identical is greatly increased. That's pretty much it. I played the whole thing. Don't judge me. You know, I've had a little too much holiday cheer over this last week, and not in the best of shape. Don't really care. Guess what? It's the holidays. But anyway, I hope that this drill helps get some of that focus back in. And if it doesn't initially result in getting the focus in, it'll at least result in you being aware that you're not playing with the kind of focus and consistency that you think that you are. This is going to be the last drill of the week that I'll put up for quite a while, because I'm going to start doing pro tips and some other type videos after the new year. So I hope this helps. This is Drill of the Week number 21. Meet me in the middle. No, meet me halfway. Yeah, meet me halfway. So I hope it's a help to you guys. And again, Merry Christmas.